Today I'm hungry for some ginger cookies, so join me as I make a family favorite recipe. This is a whole grain cookie I make with 100% whole grain flour, so it has added nutrition as well as wonderful flavor and great texture. You're gonna love it. Hello, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Ann Schlegel, and I'm so glad that you're joining me here today. It's always a wonderful day in my kitchen when I bake cookies. And one of my family's favorite cookies is ginger cookies that I'm going to share a recipe with you today for. So to make these, I have a bowl here in which I have 2 cups of whole wheat pastry flour. These cookies are a whole grain cookie. So starting out with that, and I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground ginger, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And now I'll just stir those dry ingredients together till they're well combined. All of those spices smell so good. Well, those dry ingredients are all nicely combined. Now I'm going to just set this bowl off to the side. And I have a mixing bowl here in which I have a 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of softened butter. That is 10 tablespoons of softened butter altogether. And I'm going to add some ingredients to that. I'm going to add in a cup of dark brown sugar that I've packed in there. And then I'm also going to add in 1/3 cup of molasses. So we'll get all of the molasses in with the sugar and the butter. And I have my electric mixer right beside me. I'm going to mix these ingredients really well together and get them all nicely combined as well. So we'll get the mixer on. And every once in a while, I will scrape down the sides of my bowl with my spatula to get all the ingredients back in the bowl. Okay. I have a nice fluffy mixture there. So I will scrape down the sides of my bowl one last time. And I'm going to add in another ingredient. And what I have here to add in next is 1 egg. So we'll get that in. And I'm going to turn my mixer back on and get that nicely combined with the sugar and the butter and the molasses. And I have another ingredient to add in too. And I'm going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla. And vanilla just smells so good. I love to put it in my cookies. And I'm going to scrape down the sides of my bowl again before I beat that in. All right. Get the vanilla in there. Okay. Excellent. I'll just scrape down the sides of my bowl. And remember that dry ingredient mixture that we put together? Well, I am ready to put that in now. So, grab this bowl, and I'm just going to add my dry ingredient mixture in gradually. I'm going to do it in 2 portions, so I'll get about half of it in this time. And I'll mix that in with my mixer too. I'll do it on low speed so that I don't get a poof of flour coming out of my bowl. Okay, and we'll get the other half of the dry ingredients in. And I'll just scrape down the sides of the bowl again. Okay, and we'll just get these mixed in, these dry ingredients. All right, the dry ingredients are all mixed in. I don't see any specks of flour left or any other of the spices. I have beside me here 3/4 of a cup of crystallized ginger, and I have finely chopped it. And crystallized ginger is available in the supermarket, and it's covered with sugar. It has kind of a little bit of a crunchy texture on the outside, and it's very nice to add to desserts that have ginger in them. So I will put that in, and there's a few pieces in there that don't want to come out, but I'll just grab them with a spoon. And I'm just going to stir the ginger in by hand. As you can see, my dough is really soft, and it comes partly from the softened butter that's in it. And I need to chill this dough before I form it into cookies, so that the cookies will have a nice shape. If I were to go ahead and just make cookies with this dough without chilling it, they would tend to flatten out a lot. So what I'm going to do is just cover this bowl up with plastic wrap and stick it in the refrigerator, and I will chill it for 2 hours. So that means, on the one hand, that I have to wait for 2 hours before I can form these into cookies, but on the other hand, I know that I'll have really nicely shaped cookies when they're done. So I'll just grab some plastic wrap now and cover my bowl. So join me back here in 2 hours when I form these, the dough into cookies. So now I'm ready to form the dough into cookies, which is something I always enjoy doing. And I have a scoop here that I'm going to use to help form the cookies into a uniform size. And this scoop holds about 2 tablespoons of dough. And what I've done is I've just put the dough into the scoop. I've scooped it in and leveled it off with my spoon. And I'm taking it out. And then I'm going to roll that dough into a ball. And I have some sugar here, some granulated sugar. I'm going to roll that in. And I'll put that on my cookie sheet now. So I'll just continue this process. And what happens when these cookies bake is that they'll get kind of a crackly appearance on the top. And the sugar helps with that, and also gives a nice crisp coating on the outside of the cookie. So it's really a pretty cookie when it's done. And I'm going to be able to fit 12 cookies on my cookie sheet. I place them about a couple inches apart on the cookie sheet. And the cookie dough smells so good. I can hardly wait till these cookies are done. And you want to get your cookies of even size so that they'll bake evenly, so there won't be some cookies that'll be overbaked and others that'll be underbaked. There we go. Okay, well, I'm ready to put these in the oven. I'm going to put them in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to put them in for 8 minutes. Before I do, though, I'm just going to wash off my hands because they're a little bit sticky. So join me back here in just a bit and I'll put them in the oven. And we'll turn the timer on for 8 minutes. And while they're baking, I'm going to go ahead and put my dough back in the refrigerator to keep it nice and cold. All right, let's check our cookies. Oh, they look beautiful. All right. Well, I will take them over to a wire rack to cool. And while these are cooling, I'm going to make some more cookies. So join me back here after I've made all my cookies and we'll take a taste. This recipe made 33 cookies with my cookie scoop. So now, oh, would you like a cookie? Enjoy! So now it's time for me to take a taste, and I'm just looking so forward to this because enjoy. Okay. Mmm. Oh, yummy. Mmm. Such rich flavor from all of the from all of the spices in this cookie. Mmm. And with 33 cookies here, there'll be plenty to go around. Enjoy this recipe.